decide if she's gonna stay or not. Yeah, I'm doing a reading for water signs today. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and all placements. It's timeless. It's general. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Ooh, we need the prosperity dust stuff. Yeah, yeah. I had a feeling she'd leave. Getting some prosperity dust on the table, which smells amazing, but it is a little bit strong. The kitties are a little bit like, need to get some space from that. Okay, so let's get a couple of angel cards. Linus Kitty Cat is here. Good morning, beautiful. Ooh, we've got honesty. Honesty, and that angel is looking in the mirror. We've got some, yeah, being honest with yourself. Really trying to look at things for how they are. Contentment. Ooh, contentment just came up for somebody. I don't remember. It was either fire or air signs. Maybe. Somebody. There's a lot of contentment flowing around in the collective. We'll just leave it at that. And this contentment is coming from a willingness to be honest with yourself. I mean, that's the thing, is we can't even be honest with others if we're not being honest with ourselves first. It makes me think of, people I've encountered in my life who weren't honest with me. And it has made me very angry at times. I'm like, why couldn't they just be honest with me? And it wasn't until recently I was like, oh, because they didn't know any better. They were being as honest as they could, which fell into the realm of dishonesty. But it's because they couldn't be honest with themselves, to some degree. Anyway, so let's go with the wisdom of the oracle. See what that has to say. Ah, yes. Kitty cat here has double water just like me. Double water in the 3 placements. It's like, yeah, kind of have that built-in, call it a built-in spillway. You kind of can't help it. You just kind of emote at times. All right, so we've got Thinker 44. Speaking of air, yeah, Thinker. It's all about the mind. Ooh, Treasure Island in reverse, number 9. A Change in the Wind in reverse, number 12. Let me look at Treasure Island here real quick. There's a resistance to some kind of change. What is this? Poverty, consciousness, and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. Okay. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired? So you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand. Ooh, that could be a part of what's going on here with this change in the wind in reverse. You are challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitations to a perception of abundance. Let's say it again. Abundance. Okay. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. So yeah, there's something I feel like okay. So first of all, I want to say the way I read the cards as they come out is just like it's all happening now. But obviously everyone's on a different timeline. So this could have already happened. There's this thinking about how you have been in this kind of poverty consciousness, lack mindset, and how that has kept you from embracing necessary change because there's fear there. When we're constricted, we're kind of buying into the fear, and the fear is coming from the part of us that wants to keep us safe. And so we're naturally following along with that directive. Don't do this thing or be afraid because you never know what's going to happen. Makes me think of the movie The Croods. Don't leave the cave. But then what kind of life is that, right? So so with all this thinking, it's kind of mulling over, getting honest with yourself about the ways in which you've been stuck, the ways in which you've held yourself back, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Let me get some cards from Heart's Hidden Secrets. Emotional storm, turmoil, unstable, and affected. Okay. Twin flames, mirroring shared feelings, reflection. I've never pulled this card before. Mirroring shared feelings and reflection. Okay. Withdrawn, single, lonely, and solitary. All right. Well, for me, jury's still out on this whole twin flame thing. I don't know. However, I do believe in soulmates, and I believe that we have soul contracts with people, and that there are certain people that are meant to come into our lives to help us take a really hard, honest look at ourselves. And that seems to be what a part of what this is talking about. There was some kind of uh, something happened in the past. Oh, mirroring. Oh, that's interesting. The mirroring and the honesty. The angel is looking in the mirror. It's like somebody reflected something back to you. I feel like there's two things here. So this is speaking to the past with this emotional storm. Things are unstable. There's this turmoil, possibly with someone who you considered like a twin flame. There's a soulmate connection there, or whatever. And with this withdrawn, this can be where you had to walk away because that is essentially kind of the twin flame narrative. If you follow that, it's like if you meet someone, you're like, oh my god, I've met my match, somebody who reflects back to me. But it is not, I feel like there's a lot of there are a lot of readers who kind of I don't know, like idealize, sparkleize the twin flame thing. And it's actually not a fun, it typically is not fun. It is, again, if this is, I'll just leave that at the door. The twin, the twin flame connection is typically fraught with turmoil, turbulence, because essentially you have somebody who is reflecting back to you all the things that you don't aren't comfortable with within yourself, and those are the things that we are most like we have the hardest time with. And so something happened, and then that's the thing about the twin flame connection is then there's often a runner and a chaser, and so there was this emotional storm, reflection, somebody ran away, somebody was like, where are you going? No, we're meant to be together, and it's like it's a lot of push and pull, and it's difficult. And so you ended up single, withdrawn, feeling like I met this person, but now they're gone. Or, maybe you're the one who felt like you needed to get out of Dodge. Like, um, th- lonely. I think this is a part, the lonely thing, because I've been talking about this. It's been coming up a lot in the last few months, but like loneliness is a state of mind. Being alone, being solitary does not necessarily equate to loneliness. And this feels like there's this situation might have left you feeling lonely. And it's because you were putting your self-worth onto whether this person stuck around or not. Like you kind of gave too much of you to this person. And I think this is a very common thing that happens with people with a lot of water in their chart. I will be the first to admit this. um, and so there's this kind of journey here. I feel like with this thinker card, you're getting really honest and you're looking at this. You're like, okay, how have I gotten in my own way? How did I give away my power? How did I resist necessary change because of it? Yeah, see this withdrawn, this solitary, lonely feeling kind of no, not this one. This one aligns with this lack mindset, poverty consciousness kind of thing. And I just keep looking here at contentment. And this feels like you either have come out of this and you're like, oh, and I'll pull some more cards, we'll see. But it's feeling like either you have found some sense of contentment already because you have come to an understanding about your previous kind of patterns and things that kind of backed you into a corner, or you're in the process of going through this. And then there was another thing I was going to say about this twin flame thing, where you may have gone through something emotional and then or turbulent, whatever, and then you meet someone and it's like there's a instant connection there, a mirroring. There's like something shared feelings. It's like somebody else has gone through it too. And you meet this person during a period of time when you've been withdrawn and thinking about been solitary. So it could be both. It could be different for different people. Of course, apply it as it fits. I'm going with the what's it called Osho Zen Tarot. And Linda made it. Oh, me too, girl. Thank God it's Friday. It hasn't even been a crazy week. Well, at work anyway. But like I woke up this morning, I was just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Apparently there's a lot of energetic stuff happening on this planet right now. And of course, today, Mars goes retrograde for like a while until February. Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know. Anyway. We've got exhaustion, 9 of fire. Hey, there's Mojo Tarot. Good morning. All right. Exhaustion. Yeah, I think this is why there's so much thinking here. The Fool, Aries energy, control, King of Okay. See, this feels like it's speaking to this twin flame narrative. This could also be the energy that you're in. See, we have this exhaustion, right? You've really been put through the ringer. You've done your best to build something that's workable, but it just drained you. It just took everything out of you, or has been. And there's this, it's like it's this desire to take a leap of faith, to go in a new direction, either toward someone who likes to have control, tends to be kind of, you know, in that kind of controlling energy, control freak, if you will. But this can also be the energy that you are in because of the difficulty that you've experienced. You're like, yeah, I'm going to take a leap of faith, but I'm going to make sure it all happens the way I'm need it to happen. I'm going to make it be what I want it to be. And this is what is playing into this lack mindset, lack mentality, resistance to change. There's a need to release the control ultimately, because that's a part of that too is going to add to the exhaustion. The exhaustion is already there. There's a feeling of depletion. And so there's this rigid feeling of like, no, that's not going to I'm not going to let that happen to me ever again. But then this too is a constricted energy. There's a part of you that just wants to be free, that just wants to go for it. Yeah, let's go have some fun. And there's another part that's just like, no, we must do it exactly this way because we cannot get hurt again. We cannot let ourselves be exhausted again. But this energy in itself is exhausting. It definitely catches up with you eventually. And there's that resistance to change. So, all right, I'm going with the elemental oracle. Oops. And Redbeard made it. Excellent. So happy you are here. Yes. Oceans and Bravery, number 30. Which, oh, interesting. Okay, so 12. Winds of Change breaks down to a 3. So does this. So yeah, see, there is this this one. There's the resistance to this kind of childlike energy, this ability to step out and try something new. And it's like needing to, something about needing to tap into that courage, to be brave, to know that when you get into that energy of trust, of faith, knowing things are going to work out, and out of this energy of control, that's 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 ultimately the most beneficial thing to do, because the winds of change, I'm picturing like I'm picturing like this is a big change. There's a big change coming, or it's happening already. And if the structure is too rigid, if the tree is not able to bend in the storm, it's going to get uprooted. The building's going to get knocked down. And I'm thinking of this control here. But if you're, if you're brave enough, if you're solidly rooted, you can bend in the storm. Not all the trees become. Anyway, we've got rain and fecundity. One of my favorite words, fecundity, 35. It means fruition. um, which breaks down to an 8. So does thinker. So it's like something about something coming to fruition. Something is starting, you're starting to think about like wanting control versus wanting to just go set out on an adventure without having a plan basically. And you're starting, because of getting honest with yourself, you're starting to connect the dots. And I'm noticing with contentment here, she's, you can, or the angel is kind of gardening or something, praying over the flowers. There's a butterfly, and I'm equating that with the flowers here. It's like you are okay. So there's no emotional connection here in this card. This is very much in the head, in the mind. This is being honest, but like it's like too much almost. There's a need to go with the flow, to let the emotions flow, let that rain pour down, because that's when the fruition happens. You need the emotions. You need to keep your heart open ultimately. Yeah, because see, the fool is focusing on the flower, on the beauty. This energy doesn't focus on the beauty, doesn't focus on anything, but like we need structure, we need to like yeah. So oh, and we've got the equator to make equal number 5, which 5 is the number of, can be the number of conflict and turmoil. It is also the number of change. There is something about being pointed in a new direction. This one is pointing here, is like, look, let's create a whole new world. This one is looking down and away. Oh, I don't know. It's like that one is the controlling one, and this one is like, come on, come on. This one's the fool. This one's like, let's just release control. There's a whole new world to move toward, to build, to create, because it's kind of got this holographic thing going on. We got to go for. We got to go. Which way? We got to go forward. We got to go in a new direction. We got to be brave. And bravery is all about overcoming fear. And the fear doesn't necessarily go away, but it's learning how to let go of needing to control things because of that fear. And it's a part of you. And so I often read this as, our light side and our shadow side. And the shadow side, the one that we so often push away because we think it's bad somehow. Usually we're taught that when we're young. This is the part of you that has a lot of wisdom, that is like, go this way or this way. Yeah. And drop the need to control the outcome, to control even the journey. There's a need to just put your hands out. See this guy, his fists are closed very, very tightly. She's got her hands out to keep balance. Fists are open. And open. She's crossing her arms are crossed over her heart. And there's a need to oh, yeah, uncross those arms. Be like the fool. Be like lean into the child inside. that wants to just play. It just wants to go. Let's not worry about it too much. It's going to work out. Yeah, wow. Okay, so let me go with the guides of the hidden realms. Ooh, Carrie Medeiros. Hello. Scorpio, another Scorpio in the house. Hello, hello. My rising is Scorpio. All right, we've got surrender to the change, the art of allowing, resilience, adaptability. 24. Yep, the art of allowing is time to let yourself let go. Learn to be adaptable. I think it's like it's like thinking about how to get out of your head and into your heart. Surrender to the change. Yep, that's exactly it. There's so much resistance here with this change, and this is just like let it be, you know, the Frozen song, let go. um, oh, and I forgot to make this connection too, but this nine of fire, this exhaustion, nine is Treasure Island. There's exhaustion from this poverty consciousness, lack mindset. There's a need, and I feel like that's what's happening. You're changing your whole mindset. You're kind of thinking your way out of it, but it's like it's a part of that thinking is helping you to get back into your heart. I love that. Death reclaims a life. Natural endings, grief, letting go, sacred quality of death. 21. Both of these break down to a 3. Winds of change. There's a need to let go, to let something end, to let something, a mindset die, a relationship, maybe many relationships. There's something is changing within you. The sacred quality of death, because death is necessary in order to be reborn again, to have that rebirth. You know what happens in nature? We have the winter that makes way to spring. That winter time is really important. Natural endings there, and the grief too. That's a part of the letting the emotions flow. Tapping into the grief. To see this energy is like, I'm never gonna let myself feel that way again. And it's like, no, that's not the point. The point is to keep getting up, keep that heart open, knowing that that's what's going to bring you contentment. The true source of power. Oh, we've got a little dragon here. Let's see. Divine will, integrity, power versus force. 18, which breaks down to a 9. Power versus force. I feel like that's one of the lessons that you have been learning. That's why you're exhausted, because you've been trying to force something, force an issue, force yourself to think a certain way, do a certain thing, force someone else, whatever. And this power, it's like, it's the power of a tree swaying in the wind versus the force of trying to make things fit, make things happen exactly the way you need them to. In a way, it kind of, I don't know how to explain that. I'm not going to go there. Ultimately, there's divine will here, integrity, learning to be in an integrity with yourself. That is tied to this honesty. You're see the little dragon there? It's like you're tapping into this powerful side of you. This part that was previously repressed, suppressed, depressed, oppressed. Let's get out of the pressed. Yeah. I'm not even saying it right, but yeah, you get my point. The the dragon. The dragon, there's a part of you that is peeking out, that wants to be unleashed. This is tied to the bravery. Maybe you're meant to go travel, or I don't know, move even, or just go and explore the world around you, even if that's just in your own little neck of the woods. Of course, I have to go with Gateway of Light activation. Crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy. So we've got divine will, divine connection. So we've got a spiritual upgrade here, spiritual growth, spiritual awakening that's bringing in peace, because there we got the dove here. That's a part of this contentment. And the dove's feet look like a heart. The peace comes from opening your heart. You're going to have some holy experiences. You are, or have been, will be having some kind of like come to Jesus moment. Like holy experience, like you're going to be like, "Whoa. Oh, that's amazing." Like something is shaking you up at a core level, as you embrace the change. That's like you're like, "Oh, I see the magic now. Oh, I get it." Everything's kind of falling into alignment. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. Yes, see, um, I feel like that's initially, see, that's what's coming from this thinking energy. You're thinking your, I said it before, you're thinking your way into your heart. You're seeing clearly now that peace and contentment is the point. Not trying to control keeping the pain out, but it's more about focusing on the beauty and having fun and playing. And yes, pain is a part of the human experience. We don't generally like it, but we get over it. We're going to be okay. We're better for it even. That's the point. Your contentment is in allowing, surrendering, right? Surrendering. Where is it? The art of allowing. Exactly. Learning to be resilient and adaptable despite and because of difficult situations. You are strengthening, you are learning your power, you're tapping into your power, understanding your power. And it is not force, it's not power over anyone, it is your own deepest strength that you can tap into. You can grow from. That's a part of this fecundity. I'm going to always giggle at that word. Okay, Lemurian seed codes. Embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. Ooh, yeah, that's exactly it. Embracing the sensitivity, that big heart of yours. Keeping that open. That's what makes you unique. Trying to control everything. We live in a world where everybody wants, a piece of you, a piece, they want to control every little thing. And it's so, it's a very confined energy, and it's ultimately what keeps you stuck. Yeah, this is about you being unique, embracing your uniqueness and allowing yourself to be exactly who you are, allowing that dragon out, knowing that you have something very special to bring to this world that nobody else does. and you are meant to shine. You're meant to follow that energy, follow that feeling, follow that whatever is in you that makes you want to go play, set out on an adventure. That's what brings you the contentment. Okay. So I it's going kind of long, but I really want to get some cards from the Radical Abundance deck before I close out because I just love it. And there is this very playful energy here that you, if you haven't yet, you are meant to tap into. Courage. Yeah, see? Courage, bravery. Takes courage to be honest with yourself, yeah? To be honest about who you are to yourself, to the world, to leave the mothership. Inspiration. Oh, I was talking about the tree. This guy's holding a little acorn there. You're figuring out. You this is a part of this, like, you're having some kind of epiphany. This is about you tapping into the magic. And it's not even like an inaccessible magic. Like if you think about how, you know, an acorn turns into a giant tree, like that in itself is kind of magical. I mean, yes, it can be explained by science, but the process of it, that little thing turning into a giant tree, like that's pretty dang cool. And you're getting some kind of inspiration about this. It's like it's something that isn't even that far fetched, but it's like to you, you're like, oh, I see it in a whole new way. I get it now. The crystals on his staff. That's a part of this thinker energy. It's like you're thinking your way into a magical mindset, but it's not magical thinking. It's something that is very rooted. See the tree thing. It's very rooted in reality. Reality. Whatever that is, right? Prosperity. Oh, bringing in the prosperity. Started with the dust. I mean, we come from dust. We return to dust. That's why I don't dust. It might be someone I know. Yeah, anyway, we have the prosperity here with all, the fish. This is a financial windfall. The octopus, there's the prosperity is coming from your quick wit, your intelligence, your ability to share, your ability to you have a lot of it's like the inspiration is giving you a lot of ideas or some big idea where you're like, oh, I know what to do. Like it's almost like the prosperity comes from that single idea that turns into this giant thing that has all these different branches. But it starts with that single seed, that single idea, that single something, something special, something magical that is unique to you. Yes. All right, finishing with a rune card. I like this reading. It feels very good. Ooh, Surrey saws. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this is all about that self-protection, which is knowing that there is a lot of crap flying around that you don't want to breathe in that funky air, but also you can't help it. That's kind of what's getting thrown at you. So what do? You put on a mask. You take the steps to try to protect yourself. That's a part of your power, but it's not this energy. It's more like, I don't know, you going on a trip, you're going to bring some supplies. You're gonna bring some food. You might bring, first aid kit, like you might bring a change of underwear, your toothbrush, like things that you're gonna need on that trip. to help you keep going. No, let's see. There is, let me find it. Oh, it's right at the beginning. There we go. This rune represents a thorn, which itself symbolizes the importance of having protection or defenses in your life. It does not indicate imminent attack, but rather the need to protect yourself in case of attack. Perhaps you are unwittingly making yourself vulnerable in some way or taking dangerous shortcuts. Drawing this rune could therefore be a reminder to take necessary precautions or to be alert to people who seek to take advantage of you. Mm. Unexpected change is also associated with this rune. Ah, there it is, change in the wind. And that change can be a stroke of good fortune. This rune is a warning to be alert to the possibility of something unexpected happening. See that? Oh, yeah. The prosperity. Because of having the courage to step out, get up out of that chair and do something. Get out of that mothership. um, Say it again. This rune is a warning to be alert to the possibility of something unexpected happening. Be watchful and take your time to consider all possible options. Another interpretation is that willpower is required. Don't allow emotions or preconceptions to cloud your judgment, and be sure to make decisions only from a place of calm deliberation. And that's where this thinker energy comes in. This is that balance between the head and the heart. Yes, you open your heart. Yes, you let yourself be excited and willing to take the risk, but you also keep your wits about you. Um, you still want to be practical. You still want to make sure that when you go off on your adventure that you have your supplies. You have your toothbrush and your change of underwear, right? All right. So, anyway, this is awesome. Because the prosperity that's coming in is all because of you doing the work. You being honest about what it is you need to be content, and releasing that need for control and just being like, all right, going for it, going on an adventure. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and leave a comment if it resonates.